Hi everybody, it is Elaina with Elaina K, and today is November 8th, 2020, and I hope all of you guys are doing good. Today is an all brand new Sacred Space Sunday, and today we are talking about joy plus passion equals your purpose, okay? And so this is probably one of my most favorite conversations, honestly, to have with people because I have really felt in the past I've dealt a lot with this. It took me a long time to understand what my purpose was in this world, and I'm passionate about this. And so if you guys are ready to have these conversations, this is a great place to be. I want to dive deep. I want to talk about things, and I'm feeling very connected to this topic more than ever. So let me know if you are here. Let me know if you're here because I am not able to see it here, but I'm going to pull up my, here we go. Perfect. I'm going to pull up my computer and see who is with me. And if you are here, let me know. I'm excited to talk about this kind of stuff. So, and I hope you guys are doing good. It has been a crazy couple of weeks. It has been nonstop for me. Hey, Krista, thank you for being here. It's been insane. The last 2 weeks have been absolutely insane, and I am just ready to kind of get this energy of the election settled. I'm absolutely just happy to be honest with you in a sense. It's over and I'm ready for movement to just start happening. So that's honestly where I'm at. I feel like there's been a lot happening in the last 6 to 7 months of the planet, of the world, and I feel like it's time for settlement. I'm actually welcoming this winter energy, the hibernation period, because I feel like I need it so much. So if you guys are here, let me know, because Facebook is like limiting to what we can see now. So let me know. Happy November, by the way, to everybody. I just want to pull everything up here and see if I can see you guys. Awesome. Okay, perfect. So let's get started because there is so much to talk about, okay? First and foremost, hi Janice, thank you for being here. Oh, so happy you're here. Okay, so let's talk about this weekend. This weekend, I was in such dire need of just really taking it easy. I took yesterday and today off and was very clear with myself on what I was gonna do. I needed, after the busyness of my life for the last couple of weeks, I just really needed to just settle down, get things done, and that is really where my focus is at, okay? And so I felt so connected to this topic of the joy and passion and purpose, because as I was really spending time with my family yesterday and really spending time in my home and really connecting to it, I just felt like I was getting flooded with a bunch of messages, and I just cannot wait to deliver them. So I really want to talk to you guys really all about this topic, because the last 2 months I've been leading you guys up to this. And so 2 months ago, we really talked about like letting go and releasing the personal fears and limiting stories that we talk to ourselves about every day, that we believe over time, you know, wherever they came from, our root issues, our childhood, whatever it is. These belief systems have a massive impact on us. They make us really truly understand what we can and cannot do. They will really dictate the energy of our lives. And so 2 months ago, I really talked to you guys about letting go. Last month, we really talked about your inner child, and it was so important to do that because it really was teaching you guys how to remember to tap back into that inner child for the purpose of tapping into your personal joy. Okay, so as we let go of these limiting beliefs and then we tap into our joy energy, then what happens for us is we start to kind of ignite this deeper wisdom within ourselves, and we kind of ignite messages and connections, and they're like fireworks. And really all it does is really gets us into this place of alignment of ourselves. It aligns who we are, to our purpose, to our path in this lifetime, okay? So if you are here, you are just joining, let me know that you're here. And so it's really important that we really start this entire topic today with what is joy. And I want to kind of talk to you guys about what joy truly is. And I want to define it I defined it on my Facebook page, but I want to talk about the definition that I believe that joy is for me, okay? Hello, Nicole. Hello, thank you for being here. So, joy is to me a serene, peaceful feeling. It's the simplistic things. It's tapping into such a simple energy, and it really allows us to be so present and connected, and it brings this smile that can only come from an internal system place. Like, smiles come from happiness, but that happiness, that smile cannot just come from anywhere. It's an ignited energy from within. And so for me, when I'm in a place of joy, it really allows me to have this very peaceful, serene connection. Okay, it's different from being happy. Joy is this contentment. I'm content and I have deep gratitude in my life for what I have. Okay, let me give you an example. I love my van. My van brings me such joy, and there's a simple energy with it because the van means so much more to me. I'm so grateful to have my car. It really protects my family. It's running, and we worked hard to get that car. It wasn't, and it's not cheap, right? And so I have joy, and there's this gratitude from being in my car because I know what it took to get there. And it's this serene contentment. It's a simple contentment. And I really, when I sit in my car, I have joy. I have joy every single time I sit in it. When I have my coffee in the morning, I know this sounds ridiculous, that brings me joy. I'm present. It's a serene, simple contentment of just being present and connected. And it's this feeling. It's a feeling that you can't describe. You just know it within you. And so it's really important, for us to understand, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here, what really joy is. And I want you to understand that it's important to feel it. You have to understand, in order to understand the end result, the purpose, you have to understand what brings you joy. What simple things in your life bring you joy? And when you tap into those simple energies and you really are present with them, they create massive ignited fireworks that are ripple effects that will bring you massive purpose. And it all is connected. I'm going to give you an example, a really good example. So today, or not today, excuse me, this last weekend, I was telling you guys I really wanted to really be with my family. I needed it. The last couple weeks have been absolutely insane. And Janice says coffee. Yes, coffee. The last couple weeks have been insane. So I said Saturday I'm going to be with my family. And so we actually went out with our mask on and made sure we were really COVID safe. And we got massages and we went out to dinner, and it was the most joyful experience and it was something so simple of the four of us being together and connecting and talking and bonding. And that is so much joy for me. It brings me so much joy to be with my family. It really does. Like, I always feel like I want to capture the moments into a bottle and just hold them forever because it's my everything. And so I needed that. I needed that yesterday. And so I went from yesterday, and then I woke up this morning and I just felt so empowered and so called to do a massive clean and deep clean on my house. Another thing that brings me joy. And I'm talking to you a lot about this because there's a reason. Just bear with me. As I was cleaning my house, I connected and I had deep gratitude to everything that was in my house. It gave me time to look at my home, have appreciation and gratitude for the things that I have. I was able to clean my kitchen and my family room and my living room and really clean it out and declutter, and having a clean house brings me a serious contentment. I can't tell you. I feel better. My family feels better. We're more productive. We're more focused. And that brings me joy. I'm also connecting to my home. I'm bonding to it. So this is very, very, very important to have. Then on top of it, I decided I'm going to do a spiritual cleanse on myself. Another thing that brings me joy. I love, love, love doing it. And so I did all of this stuff this weekend, and I cannot tell you how radically my energy has shifted from just doing those things, okay? It's so huge and so, so important. And so as I'm cleaning and as I'm doing all of this stuff, it's so simple, but yet my energy feels connected, and I'm feeling joyful, and I'm feeling grateful, and all of these things. So the biggest thing for me is, it really just ignites these fireworks within me. And one of the biggest things that I do is, in my home, I surround myself with things that bring me joy. I have crystals in my home. I have seasonal decorations in my home. It brings me joy. It's a visual experience for me too, and then it ignites the feeling within. It brings me joy to have my house clean. It brings me joy to have my diffusers on with high quality essential oils. Every layer brings me a joyful experience, okay? And this is so important, and I want to know, for you guys, do you feel you're living a joyful experience in your home? Do you feel like you're living a joyful experience in things that you're doing? Do you feel like you're living a joyful experience in your coffee moment, or being in your car, or the beautiful clothes you're wearing, or the awesome jewelry you get to own and wear? So the reason I'm bringing this up, hello Elaina, thank you so much for being here. The reason I'm bringing this up is I want you to understand, you have to understand, before you understand your purpose, you have to understand what joy is and the feeling of joy. Joy is a definite, strong energy connector. It, again, grounds us, makes us feel present, makes us feel happy, and makes this serene contentment experience happen. And it really does give us a sense of gratitude for what we have, and for what we are, the kind of home we're living in, the experience we're having. And so this is super important. I can tell you there's so many times where I had my eye on the ball, and I only wanted something, but I wasn't living in a present experience. I wasn't joyful in my life. I wasn't feeling contentment with the things I had. I was just going, because I thought that is what was going to bring me joy and contentment and peace and happiness. And little did I understand during my spiritual journey and awakening that it was the simple things of the feelings I had with the simple things in my life that really were going to spark the joy. It didn't matter, honestly, how much money I had. It didn't matter if I had the top-notch career. It didn't matter if I had the perfect outfit. If I wasn't feeling joyful in the simple things in my life, it was never going to spark and ignite the bigger experiences for other things to come. And this is super important. So joy really, again, to me, I define it as a serene, peaceful, grateful experience. And it's so important, okay? And Janice says, you're so right. Yeah, and the thing is that these are based on a lot of experience that I've had. I'm going to really talk to you guys about purpose and passion. But the first thing I really thought a lot about today was how much I've been running around for the last couple of weeks, and how I wasn't doing my joyful things, and I was not tapped in and as present I wish I was. But I know myself. And so we're going to really talk about all of this here coming up, okay? So let me talk to you guys about the question. Before I move on, I want to ask you guys, do you feel like you're living in joy right now in your life? Do you feel you are tapping into those joyful experiences? And if you are not, then the question should lead you, then how do I really feel right now? How do I feel in my life? Because if I'm not living those joyful experiences, then I might be feeling several things. I might feel like I'm not balanced. I might feel stressed. I might feel unhappy. I might feel whatever resistance or blocks, okay? Janice says, life is hard now. Okay, so if life is hard now, why is it hard now? And so this is a question I want you to hold off on, because I'm going to ask you something coming up here towards the end, and it's going to really hopefully make you start to see things, okay? Very happy that you're saying this out loud. There's a very, very important. Okay, this brings me to passion. Okay, so let's talk about passion. I always say that you must understand the feeling of joy to understand what you're passionate about, okay? Because there's no way you can understand what you're passionate about, because passion comes from joy, okay? So if you're not tapped into joy, you cannot ignite passion. This is a personal experience for me, and I'm telling you, I see it with clients all the time. People come to me and they're like, well, I want to know what my purpose is, and I want to know what I'm passionate about. I'm like, well, I don't know what you're passionate about. I can't tell you what you're passionate about. You can tell me what you're passionate about, but we can't go there until we really tap into the joyful experiences. So I make them go through a process of understanding what brings them joy. I make them write it down. I make them read it out loud, and we really go deep into them. And I ask them those questions. Are you having joyful experiences? How often do you have them? Blah, 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 blah. And so we talk then about passion. Okay, so passion is super, super important. So let's kind of take you backwards to understand my personal experience. So my business, I am massively passionate about. I can work on my business like for 10 to 15 hours a day with ease. I love it so much, but I wasn't so clear on my passion for a long, long time. It took me a long time. I'm in my 40s, and it took me a long time to understand what joy and passion really were about for me. For a long time, and I know you guys have heard this before, and if you haven't, then you're new to this, I was very clear, very, very clear. I was supposed to be a nurse, and it was everything I thought I was supposed to be. My husband's a firefighter, and so most firefighter wives become nurses, and it made sense to me because I love to take care of people, and I love to help people, and I love to connect with people, and if anyone's sad or hurt or ill, I want to take care of them. That's just how I've always been this way. So I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be a nurse. This is what I'm supposed to do. Well, what's interesting is I'm on this bandwagon to become a nurse. I'm going deep into all my classes. I have 2 little ones at the time. My oldest at the time was diagnosed with autism, and I'm like powering through. I'm like, I can do all of this, and I'm missing all of it. I just see the end result. I don't even see what's in front of me. I'm not even getting it. I'm like fully like just trying to get to the end result here, which is to get into nursing school. That's my first goal. And so I'm literally 3 classes away from getting in. Still, I'm 3 classes away from getting into nursing school. And it took me a lot to get there. And you have to have like A's to get in. It's insane. So it's very competitive. I was staying up for I put my kids to bed at 9, and I would study till like 1 a.m. straight, get up the next morning super early, have ABA therapy for my son. I was like this whole rat race. It was constant. And I was so stressed out. I was so unhappy. I was so like, all I could think about was becoming a nurse. But yet I felt there was so much resistance and so many blocks, and I was missing all of it. I thought everyone says how stressful and how hard it is. This is normal. This is okay. And I literally could not understand that what was really happening was I was not living a joyful experience in my life at all. I was so frustrated all the time. I just was rushing to get my kids to bed. I wasn't as tapped in with them. I was a good mom, but I really feel like I was missing so many moments and joyful moments, but that I now see now. But it's hard to see them because you're in this other experience. You're in this ego human experience that this is what I'm supposed to do. And you're telling yourself this over and over and over, so it becomes truth, and that's it. And so long story short, I'm like sitting there and I'm starting to develop on the side a spiritual practice, which was really helping me with my life and getting me to be motivated, inspired, to have a lot of energy, to understand my purpose of why my son was diagnosed with autism. But little did I know that it was really inspiring me in my own personal life to understand myself, my personal wisdom, my path, and my purpose. And so it's all connected, but I had to awaken to this entire experience. It took me a long time. So I started going to these channeling classes. I was starting to get really into wanting to understand how to channel energy, which is really about channeling your higher self, which is really just you. It's the innermost, deepest connected wisdom of yourself. And so I was taking these channeling classes, and I was working with this medium, and she was saying, you know, one day you're going to be doing what I'm doing. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you're going to, you know, kind of be a teacher or help other people, do readings for them and help them with their life. And I said, okay, well, I'm supposed to be a nurse, so I don't know how this is supposed to be, but I just let her speak to me. And she was so spot on with so many other things. I just was very open to a lot of the stuff. And so long story short, I start saying, okay, well, then I'm going to start doing some readings. I'm going to start learning about them. And so I start doing readings, and it just became this really fun experience for me. I was like connected and started to connect with these people in a different way, and it was so joyful because I could see it was helping them. And I was doing all of this for free on the side for years. I did readings for free. People that were my friends who lived in San Diego would refer people out that lived near them, and I would just do readings for free. I did readings for tons of people because I just thought that's what I wanted to do, and it brought me joy. It was connecting me. It was I was grateful to be doing them because it made me excited. It brought me happiness in my life. It wasn't giving me a stressful situation with having to study, and it took me away from this whole nursing experience, and meaning like it was able to like balance my life out. And little did I know that I was really tapping into a joyful experience that was igniting and awakening my passion. And I just kept doing them and doing them. And so long story short, you guys all know, it was 3 years ago this January, and probably 3.5 years ago, I was feeling this push, this serious tug. Like, I cannot tell you, a pull, and I would cry about it. I would cry all the time because I felt so torn, and I thought, I don't know if I can do nursing. I tried getting into this anatomy class and I backed out. It was too much. It was hours and hours that were required of me. I was depleted. My soul was so unhappy. My kids were so little. I was struggling so much. It was so much resistance, so much blocks, and I was so stressed out, and my soul wasn't happy. It's that simple. My soul was not happy, and that's why I cried so much during that time, because I thought, well, why would I go for something that took me so long to get to? I'm finally here, and now I don't know if I want to do it. Like, what is wrong with me? I'm struggling with this. I would call all of my dearest friends, and they all said, Elaina, what are you doing? It's okay. You don't have to be a nurse. I'm like, no, but I'm supposed to be a nurse. I'm supposed to be a nurse. They're like, Elaina, like, maybe it's not meant for you. And that was so hard for me to like let go of. I really was struggling with this. And so I had two of my friends at the time, and my husband actually even said, why aren't you doing your spiritual stuff? Like, you always do meditations for people, you do cleansings all the time, you do readings all the time. Why aren't you doing that? And I just was so afraid to go into that path because it wasn't accepted. And yet it made me happy. It brought me joy. It ignited this happiness within me that it was honestly, it was the one thing in my life that just flowed so easy and well. And, and when I was doing it, I was happier, and I was such a better mom. I was more connected. I was so spiritually tapped in, and all of this stuff in life was very balanced with it. And whenever I would study, I started to feel more and more resistance, which is a huge sign, for us spiritually. And so for me, I had to really dig deep and ask myself, what was I doing? Like, who was this for? What was I being called out to do? Like, what is my calling in my life? And, I'm going to say this to you guys, because I know a lot of people that are on here are saying, well, I'm doing something in my life right now that maybe I have to do, but my true passion is this. And I don't know how to do this because I need to make money. I need to do this. So listen, I've got you. I understand this because I work with clients with this situation all the time. But I'll tell you what, the minute I let go of this nursing experience and I got super clear about doing readings and being a spiritual coach, the minute I did that, it all made sense to me. It felt this biggest relief in my life. I was doing things for other people rather than my own calling, okay? And that was everything. And so the biggest thing for me was understanding that the truth was genuinely joyful when I was helping others in the spiritual way, teaching them. And that was my true passion. And I had to just get very clear on that. That was it. That was my true passion. And it took me a long time to understand that and to want to see it. But when your soul calls out to something, like you cannot deny it. Your soul, like it's excited and giddy inside, and it makes you really happy. And that it brought this overwhelming peace within me and this contentment. And that is the experience of joy. I knew I was supposed to be helping people with their spiritual practice, with their spiritual journey, to help people align to themselves, their wisdom, their truth, that would then lead them to really live the best life they could possibly live. And that is my passion in life, is to help people do this. And I now know this is my purpose in this world. I now know this. But it took me a long time to get to this place, okay? And so the question I have for you is, what are you passionate about in your life that maybe you're scared to go for, or maybe that you don't know how to have in your life because there's resistance or blocks or fears? So what is that? What is that for you guys? So these are the questions I have for you guys. Like, what are you passionate about that maybe you're not doing because you feel you're holding yourself back because you're fearful? So I'd love to hear from you guys. What is it? What is that block? What is that fear? What is your passion? And so the biggest thing that I feel like for you and for anybody out there who's listening and who wants to understand their purpose in this life is to really then, you have to kind of understand again what makes you joyful, what brings you this joy and into like the connection with your passion. What are you passionate about? What in your life are you passionate about? And what things do you want to go for? What is the dream? What would make you happy? Why are you not doing it? So these are tough questions, but you didn't come on here. If you're listening to this now or you're listening to this later and you're feeling resonated with this message, you're not just coming on here and connecting to it for just any reason. You're connecting with it because it's calling you out. It's calling you out. I can tell you how absolutely terrified I was to become a spiritual coach. I was so terrified. Is anyone going to accept me? The limiting beliefs came up. I was so fearful that no one was going to get it, that I was going to be like, it was ridiculous, like cast to the side, that people were not going to get what I did. But I can tell you that because I'm joyful of what I do and because I'm passionate about what I do, I have connected with so many people in my life that have now come to me saying, thank you for this reading. I can't tell you that for the first time, like, I'm hearing what I really want to do, or I'm understanding what I need to do to make myself more happier. I can't tell you how many times I've had like vision classes with people, and they'll message me afterwards saying, thank you for you being authentic to your work, because you're allowing me to be authentic with the things I want to do. And so you need to understand what makes you joyful in your life, what brings you passion, and then mixing those two together. And then that is the true authentic you that leads you to your bigger purpose. Don't deny it. Don't like stop yourself from having that, because if I did, I would be probably a nurse right now and I would be miserable, okay? So I also kind of want to give you some tips on how can you get super clear on the joy, the passion that leads you to the purpose, okay? And I want to just hop in here really quick and just say something. There are many, many, many kinds of purpose. So there's purpose in our everyday life, and there's also a greater grand purpose. But the thing is if you're not having joy in your everyday life and in the simple things of the purpose of your life, like for instance, I'm a mom. If I don't understand my purpose of being a mom, if I don't understand that simple purpose of being a mom, that I'm a guide to my children, that my job truly is to support them, to guide them, to love them, to show them connection, to listen to them. I don't need to be perfect. I don't need anything to be perfect. I just need to show up, be present, and be connected. And that is my purpose as that role, specifically as a mom. And so when I'm understanding how to be joyful in that simple purpose, it's not that it's simple, but the purpose, and understand the simplicity of the joy in it, then it will awaken and allow me to have fireworks for the grand purpose in my life. You can't understand the end result unless you understand the simplicity of your purpose right now. There's purpose to all of us. We have purpose as children to our parents. We have purpose to be a sibling to one another. We have a purpose to show for our friends, for our husbands, for our wives, for ourselves. So if you understand what your purpose is right now and how to bring joy in the simplicity of your purpose, you will then create massive ripple effects and signals to the universe that you're not taking this lightly, that you're connected, you're tapped in, you're loving things, you have gratitude. This all makes sense. And then that it just really then ignites the bigger grand purpose to everything, and it connects all of it. You could be in a job right now, in a career, and you might make a lot of money, but if you're not connecting and tapping in to your life every single day, everything that you do, from getting up in the morning, making your children breakfast, having purpose in that, being present in your everyday and connecting to the great things, how do you go into the world and into your career and have connections there? You have to have purpose and connection to everything that you're doing. It has to all connect. Because when we're grounded and we're present with all of the things that we do, and we understand our purpose and we understand our joy, it calls out to the bigger purpose for ourselves, okay? So let me know if this all makes sense, because it's kind of quiet. You guys are quiet right now. This is the most quiet Sacred Space Sunday I've ever had. But whatever, it's totally fine. I trust this is like where it's supposed to be. I feel like it's a more serious Sacred Space Sunday. Hilarious. So let me know. So this is what I'm going to give you some tips. Okay, so I'm going to read my notes. Okay, so first thing, what do you know? How do you get into understanding what your purpose is? First things first, tap in. Tap into your current situation, okay? Oh, Janice says, because you told us to listen. That is hilarious. You're right, Janice. See, Janice was listening. That's true. Okay, so tap in and get clear on your current. Sorry. Someone just called in. I don't know why when you press do not disturb and calls still come in. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, tap in and get clear on your current situation. That is the first thing you need to do. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to take inventory on your life right now. What is going on in your life? Is it balanced? And let me check you on this. I'm going to tell you why I'm asking you this. The last couple of weeks, I told you I'm just going to go back to this. I have been non-stop. Now, as much as I love my business and I told you I can work 10 to 15 hours in it all day long, it burnt me out. I was creating classes for my moon class, or what was it? My Banished Broomsticks and Blessings class. I've had nonstop clients, which I'm grateful I have. I am also working on a massive thing that's coming up in my business. So I'm going there, and then I'm doing other stuff with my fundraising for my middle school, and then it's like I'm doing everything else here, but where there was no balance. And so I needed to get honest with myself. When is the last time I felt joy for me? When was the last time I really felt this joyful experience? I was just quickly making my coffee. I wasn't feeling that Folgers moment where it's like you're holding the cup, you're like, oh my gosh. I wasn't having those present, simplicity, moments, if that makes any sense. So, one second, I just want to make sure we're all good here because my Facebook Live says, okay, perfect. So does that make sense? There was no balance. There was no balance whatsoever in my life. I wasn't working out as much as I wanted to. I wasn't hanging out with my husband as much as I wanted to, and being in situations where I was connected with my kids. I needed to check in. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you is take inventory of your life right now. Do you have true balance? So this weekend, I spent time with myself. I spent time with my family, spent time with my kids, my husband. I cleaned my home. I reconnected. The joyful experience I was talking to you about, I had it. I had it this whole weekend, and I feel revived. I feel connected, and I feel amazing. Amazing. My energy feels insane compared to where I was at Friday. So take inventory of your life right now. Is there genuine balance in your life? Okay? If there isn't, what do you think you need to do to create and carve out time for those joyful experiences? That's the first thing you need to do. The second thing you need to do is you need to carve out some time for your own sacred space time for yourself, your spiritual practice. In the spiritual practice time, whether it's getting up and doing 5 minutes of meditation, end of the night journaling, whatever this looks like, or giving yourself a really awesome time on the weekend to really be with yourself. Maybe it's a walk. Maybe you journal on your walk. Maybe you put a journal in your backpack and you go away for an hour. I don't care what you do, but when is the last time you've had this? So when you are in that alone time, in that sacred space, I want you to write down all the things that you are passionate about that maybe you would like to do more of, or one thing that you are very passionate about that you dream of doing, okay? And then write that all down. And then when you connect with it, ask yourself, what about this passion experience that I'm writing down right now? Like, allow yourself to close your eyes and tap into the vision. What does that feel like to be living in that passionate experience? okay? For me, when I was really thinking about my business that I wanted to create a long time ago, I could see myself working with clients. I could see how I was helping them. I felt so excited to do the work. I could see myself getting up every single morning with purpose and passion and experiences and living my dream career. I felt it. I saw it. I felt it. It was in me. I tapped into that wisdom. And so I just knew. And then the last thing, when you do that, the last thing you're supposed to do truly is to let go of all of it and trust the divine guidance that's going to come in and really guide you in this entire experience. So understand that letting go and letting God come in, source come in, universal energy come in, and guiding you on this path is truly everything, okay? So then when you let go, you're really just living in the flow. You're living in the flow with all of it, okay? I hope this makes sense to you. So for all of you that are here and you are listening, I hope this resonates with you guys. And if so, let me know. I would love to hear from you guys and see what came up for you guys during this Sacred Space Sunday. And I wanted to leave you all with a message from the Super Attractor cards by Gabby Bernstein. And so I felt very called to pull a card. And, okay, the card is, when I'm patient, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. Okay? So, being patient with yourself, that things might feel off and you might have taken a left turn and you're off track, but that's okay. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. If you're off track right now and you feel like you took a left turn and you need to get back on track, don't be hard on yourself. Be patient with yourself. There's a reason for this, okay? So what can you do to get back on track? How can you tap into spiritual guidance? Okay, how can you do that? So you need to tap into spiritual guidance and give yourself some credit that you're a human and things might not feel right now, or things might feel tough and you're just living to survive. That's okay. Give yourself some credit and be patient with yourself, but let universal energy come in to guide you. This is super, super important, okay? I wanted to give messages to you guys personally, so I decided I'm going to do the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. If you guys want me to pull a card for you, this card deck is all about self-care, and it might give you a message to allow you to understand how you can do things for you that are joyful, to ignite that passion energy and to awaken the purpose within you. And again, remember, your purpose might be very simple and it might be very grand right now, okay? So Janice says, please pull a card for me. Will do. I will do. Okay, let's see here. I'm actually gonna pull, I'm pulling 2 cards for you, okay? Janice, your first card is abundance planning, but I'm going to tell you what this is really, really about, okay? This is sitting down and doing that inventory check. You need to write, I feel like you need to do a soul dump. You need to like dump everything on paper that you're going through. Look at everything you got going on in your life. Literally take inventory and going, I'm either doing too much, I need to slow down, and I need to schedule time to be either with my family, with myself, have self-care time, and I need to ignite and awaken that abundance to come towards me, to allow me and give myself full permission that I can do this. There's something about permission. And they're also telling me you need to let go and be more in flow. Okay? I keep feeling like you're really controlling things right now, so you need to like let go. What are you being so resistant about? Like there's so much resistance, and you need to flow like water. That's what it keeps saying. So you need to sit down with yourself, take inventory, and let go and be in flow. Okay? I hope this makes sense. Please let me know if this makes sense to you. I keep feeling like it's waiting for you to wake up to the energy that you're not alone, and spirit is definitely with you right now. That's what I keep feeling. So you're not alone at all. Okay, so please know that. Hi, Patty. Thank you for being here. Yes, I will totally pull a card for you. All right. So let's see here. Patty. Ooh, that's a fun card. First thing I'm going to say is clear your energy field. Like you need to just like let go of this whatever this feeling is. It's like you're forgetting to tap into your guidance and you're making it too difficult. Like it's simple. And so the biggest thing is they're saying look to the stars, okay? Look to the stars for guidance. It could be a simple thing that you might have literally just have gone out and looked at the stars on a night sky, and there is this feeling of connection. And I keep hearing that you just need to get back to the simplicity of connection, that you're making this way too difficult for guidance. Like, just trust your guidance. It's so simple. It really is so simple. Like, you know either what to do or what you need to do. And this joyful experience, this card of having fairies is really about being joyful and childlike and having fun. And so that's really important. When we make things too serious or we make things too hard, we actually try to control things and we're not leading with this childlike experience. And that's why I brought this topic up and theme last month of your inner child work. So it's really to be more childlike and to trust your guidance. That's really important for you, okay? Let me know if, let me see here. Jen says, thank you. Patty says, please pull a card for me. Sorry, we did that. Okay. Anyone else that's here, if you're wanting a reading, let me know. If not, I hope this all makes sense to you guys. So, you know, the thing is I just really want all of you guys to just hear this, and this is really important. I just really, oh, Krista, yes. Yes, I will pull a card for you, Krista. It's so important, you guys, to just, this topic is huge, you know. Understanding your purpose every single day is so important, and it will lead to bigger things. It will lead to bigger things. Just knowing what your purpose is every single day will lead to the grand scale purpose, okay? Just want to just make sure I get that clear. Okay, so Krista, we are reading for you. That is a cool card. Okay. So the first thing you got was clean your space. And this is exactly what I just did today. I literally cleaned, no joke, from like 10 a.m. straight to like 4. It's kind of nuts. I'm kind of nuts like that. When I go on a massive cleaning spree, it's insane. But there's just something that I feel like, and I'm not talking like just clean, I'm talking like clean, like organize, clean, cleanse. What I did today, I feel called for you to do the same thing, and then build your strength. It's like you need a clean slate, and it's working on building the strength within you. There's something about cleaning out the energies in your home, cleaning out the limiting beliefs while you're cleaning your house. You're doing energy work. And it's really about understanding how to build up this. You're going to be doing a lot of thinking while you're cleaning, and it's going to really give you a lot of downloads and messages on how to understand how to go for things and what you need to do, to the steps and process to build the strength to do it and have courage and bravery to do things. So you've got to get clean and clarity first. And that's going to give you a strength, okay? And then you also got look to the stars. So that's all about connection and guidance. So there's something about really the biggest pivotal experience for you will be cleaning your space. I will say to you guys that a lot of the times, and I just did this on my Instagram IGTV live the other day, I talked about when we move our body, see how her third eye is open? When we move our body, we get downloads. So as you clean your space, you're going to get a download, and then that's the guidance. That's what I keep hearing, okay? And then Shannon, oh my God, Shannon, it's been forever. Oh, so happy you're here. Okay, so Shannon, yes. Hope you're doing well. It's been forever. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I love this. Oh, wow. Okay, so you guys are getting very similar cards. This is like crazy. So your, the first question is, are you sleeping or are you awake? That's the first question I have for you. Also that your dreams are giving you massive messages that you need to listen to. Either you're getting messages from your sleep time, or they're saying that you may not be present and awake in your actual daytime. So where is your head at? Like, where are you? That's the question I have. Like, in the most nicest way, where are you? You got to get it together. This is a different energy for you. You've got to get it together. They're saying that you have the strength to get through whatever you need to get through. Get it together. You know what you need to do. You need to get very, 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 very clear on where you are at and what you want. Because where you're at right now, I feel like you're not as connected as you normally are. And this is getting back into so the fairy card for you is more about getting back into your connection. It really, really is, okay? It's so important for you to do that. It's huge. So the question really is, are you asleep in your life right now? That is the question, okay? And I hope that makes sense to you. Shannon says, I totally understand that. Oh, good. Okay, good. I'm glad that makes sense. I hope this all makes sense to you guys. I feel, Shannon says, oh my God, I get that so much. Oh, perfect. Get back to me. Yep. Get back to you. Get back. It's always, it really does go back to us. It really has to go back to us because we can't give out unless we know where we're at. We can't give out unless we know our energy, and we can't give out if we're not balanced and loving ourselves and all of that. That's a whole other topic. But really, you guys, I mean, Shannon, if you're here and this is the topic, it's been about passion and purpose and joy, where are you at with all of that right now? You know, where are all of you guys at right now with all of it? So, you know, this is really, I'm calling you guys all out in November to get super clear on what is your joy. How do you tap into your joy? How do you awaken that passion with it in you about your life again? Are you passionate about life right now? And that really will then lead you to understand what your purpose truly is, okay? So I hope all this makes sense to you guys. I am so excited for this month. I'm so excited to help you guys in this journey this month. It's super important. And let me know if this messages resonate with you guys. It's so important. Shannon says, I just got a little drained and lost here. Okay, so perfect. So you're acknowledging that you're drained and lost right now, okay? And the question is why? Why are you lost and drained? What is draining you and what makes you feel like you're lost in your life, and how do you get back? You know how to get back. Just do it. You need to get back. It's that. You need to put the work in. That's what I'm hearing. Put the work in. You know exactly what you need to do. You've been on this path. You know what you need to do. Okay? All right, guys. I love you guys. Happy November. I hope everyone's energies settle after this crazy energy that's been going on for the last couple of weeks and months. And I hope tonight's message resonate with you guys. I love you guys. Hang in there. And I will see you all very, very, very soon. All right. Bye, guys.